Hello and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. Let's get back on the road here. We got we did quite a long one last night. I think I might be going for a little bit shorter of a drive. Like that was, ooh, look at that though. Give me that $27, $41.84 per mile. That is actually absurd prices. And that'll get us all the closer we can to our own truck. Even though we could definitely just take a loan and get there. That's the bitch way out, right? As the person who taught my statistics class in high school always said, like, hey, you should try to never buy what we're just on the side of the road with our scraper, and it's pitch black out, and I'm a little scared. That was a weird way to start, but yeah, as my statistics teacher in high school said, like, hey, you should try not to buy stuff with credit, because, you know, that's a bad thing. And you know what? He seems like a good guy, except for, you know, houses. Houses seem a little unreasonable to try to buy with cash, doesn't it? Like, maybe if you're real dedicated and you like don't mind saving up to live, but either way, like, renting is just so expensive at times, you know. I don't think there's any winning in terms of the housing market currently. That's probably the case. Let's be honest. Alright. Let's get back on the road. We gotta turn on some music. I don't know. Hit me up with some of that Terminal D. I need it right now. I love my Terminal D. I did read today that Total Biscuit has, more has a dire outlook on his health. You know, that's a shame. Oh well. Cancer's shit, isn't it? I guess that's the, oh my god. Fucking you fucking prawns. Okay. That was horrible. I didn't realize we were just gonna fucking suddenly run into a 30-mile-an-hour S-turn or some shit, whatever the hell was going on there. 5% damage might take a bit of a penalty out from our ending reward, but that's okay. From here on out, we're gonna have 0 damage. And that's not a promise. It's just a hope. I can't make promises like that. I have such a bad track record. And that's why my insurance in this game would be out the fucking roof, dude. Oh, if you had to pay for your own vehicle insurance in this game, I'd be so boned. Every time you get in an accident, it goes up a few points, and you're like, fuck, dude, I'm paying like $30,000 a day to try to get insurance. I should probably get out of the business. There's no way I'm ever driving a truck again. Oh, it would have been just impossible. Thank God that, you know what, that's a level of simulation I have no interest in. There's always, you know, games where you're like, I like simulation games as a general kind of, you know, not as long as they're not too in-depth and you can pick them up easily enough. Like, I don't know, like building your own car, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know shit about cars. There's no way I can, like, build my car. Racing, like, simulators, like, you know, like Forza or something, you're like, okay, it's tough, especially if you go, like, full simulator settings and you got no driving line and, like, manual or some shit, then you're like, okay, this is hard enough. But, you know, you can still play it and have fun. Farming simulator, I think they're surprisingly poorly made games in general. Like, the multiplayer's real bad. Like, there's a lot of bugs, and I'm like, this is just, you know, a subpar game for being kind of probably one of the more popular of the simulator genre. You know, there's some bad simulator games out there, just like there's bads of every kind of game. I don't know, there's always that joke that, like, Germany just makes so many simulator games that it's absurd. I don't know how much I hold that to be true, but it seems to be the case from what I've seen, so. Germany, you do you. You go to work, you come home, and you play a simulator game that you're at work, and you're like, nice. My life, totally in control, and I can play the work. I can play work. Man, if there was, like, accounting simulator, I'd be like, oh my god, I could never play this game. Ever. Like, you know, I feel like that. Has there ever been an accounting-related video game? Not to say like a video game for the general public. I know with the CPA you know, like, review material. The more popular one, Becker has a like a mobile game where it asks you questions. Like, as somebody described it when I was in school and they had somebody come visit to tell us about it, they're like, it's like Clash of Clans but with accounting questions. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And you're like, you're competing for high score and answering accounting questions and you build up a weird town. And I'm like, alright, you know what? If I ever get there, I'm gonna be 100% in on that shit. Fucking multiple choice me. Gotta do like 300 a day anyway. Fucking exam. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think I could ever like play an accounting simulator and be like, I really enjoy this game. I'm like, you know what? There's enough of this in my life, and I don't think I ever need to touch this. I'm not a absolute fanatic for the degree that I've gone in. I'm like, you know, I enjoy it to an extent, but I don't have like a huge in-depth love of it, I would say. You know what, maybe I don't think I'm, you know, I chose it because, you know, I think I can get stuff out of it. I think I enjoy it enough to not hate it, and I could make a profession out of it. You know, when my first couple of years, because I didn't clear till a ways, and I was like, there's nothing else here that I'm like, boy, I could really see myself doing this in the future aside from accounting, as weird as that seems. But that's kind of what you look for in college, isn't it? Just look for something that you can, you know, realistically do, because I don't know. As you know, as much as I want to be like, hey, you should follow your dreams, you can't reasonably make a career out of a lot of degrees, unfortunately, unless you are incredibly lucky or incredibly privileged, like where you, to the point of you have connections to get the job that you want. Also, it seems like a lot of professions where like you need a master's degree at some point, and you're like, man, if you're into history, that's what it seems to be. Like, what are you gonna do with a bachelor's in history? If you want to like teach, you have to have a master's, or if you want to at least teach at a university, you have to have a master's or something like that. I don't know everything about every profession. Let me not be too hasty in trying to explain other professions that I don't know anything about. So I enjoyed history, and you know, I just kind of in general enjoy history, but I enjoyed my history classes in high school. But I didn't need to take a history class in college. I did take one, though, because I was like, you know, just, I think that was in my time when I was like, I don't know what I want to study. I don't know what I want to focus on. So I went and I took a history class. It was Black Plague to French Revolution. So, you know, like 1350 to 18... But, you know, frankly, I don't remember a whole lot from that class, just because this person was very focused on like dates, names, and you know, some events. You know, the class was like, for you know, the way it's set up makes a huge difference in the way that it's taught. So the class was one big paper. The paper was like fairly interesting. It's like pick a topic and write how like it was pick. So excuse me. Oh, don't hit this police car. Okay, we had to slow down. I don't know why they slowed down to fucking 20 miles an hour on a 70-mile-an-hour highway. Anyway, the topic of this paper was choose some areas of, like, history, and then how did it relate to the Black Plague. And you're like, okay, that's very interesting. And I you know, I thought it was an okay paper, despite just frankly not giving a shit. But, the rest of there was also like 3 or 4 tests, and I'm like, these tests are pretty much just like, who was the king of France in 1464? I'm like, I don't fucking know. You gotta remember a goddamn lineage. Look at this stupid tree. But you know, it makes sense. During the class, it made sense, but it wasn't conducive to me remembering a damn thing, because you know, a lot of events during that time period came from the relations of people, and you kind of have to know the backstory of like, well, this person was sent off to marry this prince of France in 1200, and then they all comes back around, and through years of like incest and just the weirdest marriages And then you're like, these people are related. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so it's all... There's some fun... The things I enjoyed from history classes, though, are like the fun, you know, and memorable stories. Like, we learned about, like, Joan of Arc, some young girl who took back Paris and then fucking burned, you stupid jerk. How dare you try to miraculously lead a battle with zero knowledge. Good job, by the way. Pretty cool, I guess. Man, I would never have been able to, like... I probably wouldn't have been able to be in battle. And I still probably wouldn't want to be in battle, especially medieval battle, but, like... Damn, dude, especially below the ages of 18, like, that must have sucked. But anyway. But yeah, there's some good stories, and I think if you can get behind those, then history can be made fairly interesting. It's just, you know, a lot of colleges, do you have a good teacher? If not, go fuck yourself. If you do, then, you know, you can get pretty engaged in it. But yeah, in college, just, you know, figure out what you want. If you're out of college already, I hope you're happy and not, you know, regretting any of your choices. This song is a real banger. Thanks, YouTube, again. Alright, well, we're going through Tonopah? Why did it just suddenly become 2 lanes in the city of, like, an intersection? Oh, excuse me. I have a flat tire I need to get fixed in the morning. I made an appointment. I'm gonna go, like, get it patched up or whatever, but, you know, hopefully get out of the way. Turns out, you know, having flat tires sucks. I had a flat tire, my fucking, like, I don't know, maybe it was my second year of college. I was driving. I got a flat in the middle of the highway, and I just went to some random-ass neighborhood, found a park, just some public park, and I was like, you know what? I'm parking here. That was at, like, 4 p.m. Took to, like, 9 p.m. Something like that. It was fucking pitch black, and I was still... Like, everybody was walking past, like, who's this fucking weirdo just sitting here? But the reason... I got a flat tire, you know... I'm pretty sure I know how to change a tire, not that it comes up often, but I didn't have a fucking, I didn't have any... I don't have, let's be honest. I didn't have the, like, the lug lock, or whatever it is, you know... Tire lock... The thing to get the fucking... the lugs off of your tire. Like, if your car comes with that locked and you don't have the key for whatever reason, like if you bought it used and you just don't have it, like me, then you know you're just kind of fucked at that point. So I was like, called a tow truck. It took like 5 hours for it to show up. I'm like, man, all this for a fucking flat tire. Got it towed home because, you know, I didn't have... It was 9 p.m. There weren't any shops open at that point. So it was like, well, I guess I'm totally fucked. So then, what happened? Oh, I fucking just sideswiped that fucking car at the intersection. Sorry about that. Now to this day, I get to look at this gigantic fucking abomination, whatever it is. Incredible. But yeah, no place was open, so like I had to get towed home, and then I had to get another tow to tow me to the shop the next day. Like, this is absurd. I've got a... This is, like, just ridiculous. Get me anywhere. Wish it didn't take 5 hours for it to get there. But man, at least it's not winter anymore, and you're not sliding off. I remember reading when we had that big blizzard a few weeks ago, it snowed like 15 inches in 2 days, and if you weren't involved in that snowstorm, that was just fucking nuts, dude. Saturday, Sunday, you know, don't go anywhere. It's fucking April. It's the middle of April, and it snowed 15 inches. I think it was the record for, like, most snow in April. I'm like, damn, that's pretty crazy. But anyway, I read that on, like, Saturday, the first day it snowed, I saw a tweet from, like, some police. One of the, like, I think it was the Minnesota State Police, and they're like, there's been over 300 accidents. And I'm like, I'm sure that's underreported, but just like, goddamn, there's so many accidents in one day. You have to be super careful driving the snow, but at least it's not winter anymore. You know what it is already? It's fucking summer. It's May 1st, I guess technically 2nd now. Yep, it's past midnight. So, you know, like, I'm a little mad because, you know, I understand that, you know, we don't get the spring a whole lot, but the fact is that it was pretty nice in March. Then it just became a shit show in the first half of April. But then between that snowstorm and, like, yesterday, or, like, you know, the last April 31st, and, like, April, probably, like, what was it, like the 21st? We had like 9 days of spring because it's already 80 degrees outside. What the fuck happened? Went from freezing to 80 degrees. Over 50 fucking like degrees pretty much in like 9 days or whatever. Just fucking absolute madness, really. I'm a little mad. I'm like, cause you know, it gets to be hot and it gets to be humid. And I don't like that. That's not comfortable weather. Especially not. I'm not a huge fan of winter either. It's tolerable though. But you know, spring is like, you know, it's 50 degrees out, put on a light jacket or something and get outside. It's absolutely beautiful. You know what? I'll take it. Fall is kind of the same thing. But man, I am about to get fucking T-boned. Please don't hit that car with the trailer. We hit the car with the trailer. Surprise, surprise. At least we haven't taken a ticket for it, but this trailer is going to take a beating. It is actually huge, and we're on just some, like, one-lane highway, so I don't know what they want me to do about that. So, yeah, you know, fuck you, summer. Soon enough, the mosquitoes are going to come back and just take over the whole place. It's going to be humid, so it just feels like you're walking into an ocean every day, and you're like, ugh. Just want it to be winter again. And then it's winter again, and it's winter for 6 months, and you're like, fuck, stupid seasons. I guess last episode I did say I enjoyed Minnesota, but man, the weather here is just annoying. There's no good weather, really, besides like spring and fall. But then it gets really cold by like November. So what's the point? you maybe get 1 month of fall too. And then, like, the trees drop their leaves in, like, 2 days, and you're like, alright, fuck it. Just get it out of here, dude, I'm out. Winter's coming. And then it's cold. Like, so, yeah. How's the weather where you are? I don't think I want to live someplace where it's warm year-round. As I said before, like, especially the parts in American Truck Simulator, like, at least California, you know, in the wintertime, you get down to the 50s, which is very nice weather. In the summer, yeah, it's hot, but you know what? It's still usually sunny. And it's, you know, like, it can be pretty windy sometimes, especially if you're on the coast. Coast keeps it nice and a stable temperature, so you know what? It's got something there. Las Vegas and kind of the rest of Nevada, it's a desert. I don't want to live in a desert. It's hot, like, the whole time. Same with, like, Arizona and New Mexico, also just deserts. At least California is a desert and has a coast most of the way. You know, Northern California is very different, I'm sure, in terms of weather. I just don't know it as well. But you know, someplace like Florida, where you know it's just like swampy, still kind of that weather year round. Though I'm about to go way too hard in this turn. Thank God there wasn't a car there. But yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I like having different seasons. I think it makes it a little bit more enjoyable instead of just constant weather. Can't go sledding in the middle of summer, especially if it's year round. So you know what? There we go. Sledding, fun activity for the whole family of mostly all ages until you get to be too old to like have your joints hurt pretty much, which can happen pretty quickly, I'm sure. I went sledding. I didn't go sledding this year, but I went sledding last year with a friend. That was pretty cool. You know, it's just nice. Despite the fact that it was 100% ice, that was horrifying. You know, I live near some like a good hill to go sledding on, so I especially enjoyed it as a kid, and I still think, you know, with the family. I actually went with it on a couple years ago as well, and my brother, and I was like, you know what, just do it. Why not? Other winter activities, you know, I hate skiing. I hate skiing. You know what? I had one bad experience as like an 8-year-old, and I'm never gonna have another one. I fucking hate it. It was horrible. And we went on a vacation to like Colorado or some ski resort, and like, hey, you should try skiing. I'm like, I don't really want to. It was, and then I surprise, I fucking hated it, and I got abandoned on the ski hill, and I'm like, what the fuck now? I was just like super upset. Some dude just picked me up and I just like tumbled my way back down the hill until I could just never go skiing again. So yeah. That was the last time I've ever been skiing. Don't enjoy it. Other winter activities, I did play hockey as a kid. Skating can be pretty fun. Hockey, you know, a little intense for me. I stopped because I didn't want to get involved with checking, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get injured to play a sport where you skate around and slap a puck. I was always terrible at sports. I also played baseball and basketball, and like, for at least a few years, just to, you know, appease people who wanted me to play sports. But, you know, was never good at any of them. I was actually just like one of the worst on the team consistently, and they're like, you know what, you're trying. I'm like, I fucking hate this. Well, yeah, I never really got into sports again, but I did play hockey. That is a winter sport. Skating can just be fun. Go out on the lake where they, you know, if they clear it, you know, it can be fun. There's a lot of lakes around here. It's very easy to get on a skating rink. You know, that's good. Oh, I'll take skating as a solid winter sport. Oh, okay. There's a lot of curves we're going through in this part of Nevada. I'm not a huge fan of them. We still have like 7 fucking hours. When do we need to take a rest stop? Oh, but I didn't mean to hit F5. Alright, next rest stop in barely enough time to not pass out at the wheel, is assuming all goes well. When do we need... We gotta take a right here. I don't... Oh, bus! Hey, buddy. I'd appreciate it if you weren't here. Please, whatever you do, do not pull forward. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, who knows? Well, we probably will have to get gas before we make it to our destination. So, then, other winter sports? I'm just trying to, like, go through the Winter Olympics and be like, what's a reasonable winter sport to do? It's a personal thing. Obviously, there's not really sledding in the Winter Olympics, although that'd be really funny. Sledding, it's not bobsledding, but like, I don't know, freestyle sledding where you're just on like some shitty plastic sheet and you just go down a fucking giant slope and then break all your bones. I'll lump snowboarding in with kind of the skiing, kind of the same thing. Just strap 2 pieces of things onto your feet and just fucking do it. You know, you either enjoy it or you don't. What other winter sports? I can't call the one where you cross-country ski and then shoot an easily doable winter sport. Like, that doesn't seem feasible. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of outdoor winter sports that I can think of currently. Because, you know, snow just seems to be an inhibitor of sports. What goes else? I mean, like, you play basketball in the Winter Olympics. You know, it's not an outside winter sport. I'm sure a few more might come to me. Oh, thanks, police officer. Glad you would pass me up in this dire situation. I'm just a huge truck trying to get to California. Speaking of which, did we just pass into California? The road changed and there's suddenly trees. So I'm gonna go with maybe. That'd be pretty nifty. Means we're like partially on the way there. Oh my god, I hate these roads. I really wish I was on an interstate. I apparently slapped that car with the trailer too. Just get tail whipped. Be stupid. Car, get out of the way. I own the road. Always an interesting thought when you see people bigger cars and you're like, people are kind of huge. Kind of got huge cars that don't seem to fit. Man, the way trucks have been going, they've only been getting bigger, haven't they? Not that I own a truck or have an interest in it, but it's, you know, just seeing it, I'm like, this is just crazy. Like, it comes to a point where I'm like, if you've got 2 wheels on each side in the rear of your flatbed, then I'm like, perhaps you're just a little too wide as a truck. I'm like, this seems outrageous. Not to say that they aren't useful, and I'm sure people do find a use for them, but I'm like, as a like just a going around car, I'm like, this is absurd. I do not know why you would need this big of a fucking vehicle to just like go to the grocery store. So yeah. But you know, if you've got a huge, it's funny, you know, on that side, like the utility side, you get big cars, and then the further you go to the luxury side, I think you get even bigger cars. You're like, do you really need an Escalade? Like, that thing's also huge. Just a gangster mobile. You know, I think like the uber expensive luxury cars, like, I don't even know, I can't think of any examples, but you know, just like massive things. They're just gigantic because they're trying to provide you as much luxury as possible. Not like a sports car, but just like the big luxury ones, like a gigantic Bentley or something. Anyway, yeah, big cars, I think they're weird because, you know, you can't really, they don't do anything useful other than flaunt your wealth in a luxury car. Like, it's like, it seems crazy. You need that much luxury in a luxury car? If you're being driven, maybe, sure. Do you want to flaunt your wealth? If you're running a business, I guess. If you're a business person. Do you need it otherwise? I don't think so. Like, I see the enjoyment of sports cars where it's like, you know, got a lot of performance in there. I'm sure it's enjoyable to drive. I don't think, like, a gigantic brick is enjoyable to drive, though. Because, you know, like, the bigger they are, the heavier they are, and, you know, the bigger engine you gotta put in there. It's like, yeah, you know. But I'm not a truck driver either. Also, you know, straight utility. It's not exactly looking fancy, usually. Except, you know, the mud flaps you might choose. I haven't seen, you know, there's always, like, I haven't seen any mud flaps. I'm like, wow, those are certainly some mud flaps. Now, that might be the dumbest thing I've said in a while, but, like, you know, you ever see trucks and you're like, mud flaps tend to have either a logo or some kind of, like, phrase on them. I'm never like, yeah, you know, that was good. It's been also, you know, very rare that I've seen a homeless person on the street corner begging. You know, with like a really funny sign or something that catches my eye. You know, it just tends not to happen. Maybe because I stopped paying attention to that kind of thing a long time ago. It sucks, but like also at the same time, an incredible amount of scammers where I'm going often. They actually like let out a warning, like, hey, most of these people are not actually homeless. I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem worth it. Like, I'd be much happier giving to charity that I know will make good use of money in today's trying times. When was the last time anybody said that? I don't know. It seems like such a movie phrase. These trying times. Well, you know, we get through every day, don't we? The world still keeps going. So far, so good, right? We're in Fresno. We're in California now. We're looking good. Palm trees are everywhere, blooming. The trees outside are blooming, so that my allergies are like horrible now. And I'm like, god damn, I think last week I said like my allergies weren't too bad yet. Suddenly, you know, it's summer. Get those trees out, you right away. Stat. Oh, so yeah. What do these plants know? I would like to take a right here, buddy. Oh, thank you. Oh, excuse me that yawn. Alright, take a right. Alright, where we got going? How much further? We got 4 hours, 55 minutes. We still got like half a tank. I don't think I mentioned it last episode, but it did cost me like $500 to fill up my tank. And I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? Why is gas so expensive? Diesel, dude. I guess I don't buy diesel, so and I have no idea what the tank size of a truck. It could just be an absurd amount. Like, how many gallons of gas can a truck fill? Because I can't imagine their mileage per gallon is very good. Like, looking at the dash, we're getting like 4 miles per gallon. That's fucking horrible. Just because, you know, it's meant for huge engines to carry big things. You know, that's a truck, right? God, and that makes me wonder, what's the mile per gallon on like a train these days? Is that any good? I can't imagine it to be. Like, holy shit, those things are even bigger. The bigger you get. Now, what about a plane? What about a cargo ship? Those things are absolutely massive and must require an insane amount of fuel. But, you know, you can't exactly hit up a gas station. I wonder how big their tanks are. Just be crazy. I remember I somehow stumbled across a website a couple years ago that was pretty much just like a global ship follower. Like it was a very strange website. But what really got to me was the fact that I have to turn left here, which is just horrifying, considering traffic's just speeding past me at this point. But anyway, I didn't even see that van, it just came out of nowhere. So this website pretty much just allowed you to follow every ship that, like, you could, especially big ships. But again, as I was gonna say, the strangest thing was the fact that you could pay like $300 a year to pretty much recruit your own team of ships. I'm like, what? What is this, for some weird competition? What kind of stats are you putting into these ships? Yeah, I have this container, and you know, it's gonna go from here to here. And then it was like, leave a message for the ship crew, and I'm like, what is this website? Who is this for, besides like people who are interested about the people on these vessels? Or maybe you're just really into ships for some reason. You're like, boy, I really love boats, and I'm gonna make a fantasy draft team of boats. I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand it enough. I mean, there was some. I'm wondering what kind of hobbyists are really into this. Because, you know, I understand, like, you know, train hobbyists. You know, you can at least either play a train simulator or, like, make your own train tracks in your house or something. You're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Boat hobbyists, I assume you, like, get your own boat. I don't know who you're trying to live through on other people's boats. It's that mechanic of, like, fantasy drafting, too. I'm like, what's the competition? What are you drafting for? Or do you just have boats? Also, the fact that it's so fucking expensive. Sorry, truck, I have to turn left. Please don't hit that. Okay, we're good. But now we gotta correct more to the left. I really wish we were on the interstate again. I really hate these side roads with such a big load. What everybody says. So yeah, if you're a boat hobbyist? I knew a man. I realized I knew a man when I played a lot of Arma 2 DayZ, and this was back in like 2011, 2012. I can't believe it's been that long though. Goddamn. Anyway, let me stop reminiscing. I knew a man whose job was catamaran sailing, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty nifty. You know, he just goes out and he sails catamarans for like a while. Like, all right, that's certainly a living. Pretty nifty. So yeah, boat hobbyist. What the fuck do you do to fulfill your hobby besides own and, you know, like maintain a boat? That's kind of seems like the obvious choice. Doesn't have to be a big boat, because, you know, what are you gonna do? Maintain a yacht? That seems absurd. But then, you know, if you're a boat hobbyist, I guess, are you by default a fucking, like, sailing hobbyist? No, that can't be the case, right? I'm sure there's some people who are into boats who just plow through fucking poles on the sides of the highway. I'm sure there's people who like boats but also hate sailing. So, you know, what do? Do you get, like, a power boat or something? Or, like, a water scooter? But water scooters are, like, recreational. So are power boats, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe you can be really into power boats like you can be into muscle cars or something. Is that a common thing? I don't know. You kind of have to live on the water to know. Not a whole lot of power boating, at least around me. I'm sure up north there is more. So there's a lot of sailboats out on the lakes in the Twin Cities, that's for sure. But I don't see a lot of other boats. It's mostly sailing and canoeing and kayaking. I missed a turn. I wasn't looking. How badly does that fuck me? I was straight up not looking. We can continue down the 5 or something to get to here, and then it's a little bit of a cut back to Santa Maria, but I think that might be what we have to do here. We really fucked up that one. I wasn't paying attention. Who gets on the highway for 50 feet? I don't know. Can I, like, make a U-E up here? Maybe that's faster. I don't know. I'll let the GPS tell me, I guess. Right? GPS will know the way. Whoops. Probably should have been paying more attention. Busy caught up in whatever story I was telling. I don't even remember anymore. And that's how good my memory is. Cause yeah. So it wants me to get off at the next intersection and do a loop back, and I'm like, this seems less optimal, but I'll go ahead for it. Whatever, GPS. I put blind faith in GPS a lot of the times when I'm driving my car. You know, maybe it doesn't always work out for the best, because you know the GPS doesn't know everything. You know, I really hate it when the GPS, when Google Maps is like, hey, I want you to take a right up here. But I'm like, you know what? It'll take me an extra minute, but avoiding this one horrible intersection where I have to make like a left turn makes such a huge difference to me. Like, just the stress of making through a horrible intersection easily is just, you know, way better than just making it harder on yourself. Alright, we have 3 hours and 42 minutes until we get there. And we have 3 hours and 35 minutes until the rest stop. Holy shit! Okay. I hope this truck's okay. Wasn't, I was hitting a lot of buttons and I didn't, I've somehow turned my GPS upside down. Okay, there we go. So yeah, try not to run into the barrier on the side of the highway. That'll work. Alright, time to pull a fucking Yui too, like a goddamn idiot. You'll visit the service center. That means our engine's gonna cut out too. Oh my god, dude. I've just made this so much more difficult for myself. And the fact that, you know, my penalty's probably gonna be pretty severe here. I guess we're just gonna keep rolling with it as long as it doesn't provide such an immediate threat. Although maybe it's better to visit a service station, take a nap. What time do we have to get it here by, though? We have to get it to the... We have 31 hours. Okay, we're definitely gonna make it in time. Oh, shit. There's a cop car up here. It's right on the wrong side of the road while I look at info. Whoopsies. So yeah, mistakes have been made. As I said, as I tried to hope for earlier, I wasn't gonna make any more driving mistakes this episode, but that's clearly failed us. Oh yeah, boy. Oof. At least we get to see all these beautiful wind turbines again. Woo! Spin them around, baby. Woo! I really hate windmills. They're so annoying. Mostly because, you know, if you ever go to Iowa, that's pretty much all that is. There. Engine's malfunction. Whatever. We still maintain speed. We'll be fine. Like, you go to Iowa and you're like, what? Sure is a lot of windmills. Look at them spin around in the distance. All big and shit. Just not very fun. Not great to look at either. Oh my god, we're on a stupid one-lane road that's gonna fucking cut back through the fucking wilderness, dude. Oh god, I really hate the route that I've had to go here. This might have not been worth the money. Just the insane size of the cargo matched with just the stupidest route to get here. I really like interstates, as it turns out. As pretty as it is back here, fuck this road. This road's horrible. Oh my god. Alright, slow down, slow down. We're never gonna make this turn. At least we haven't, like, flipped our truck yet. That'd be sucky. Okay. Dodge every other vehicle on the highway because it's our job to. Oh, and then suddenly we got, like, a fucking 6,000 mile high fucking... that stupid mountain all of a sudden. Oh, mountains, dude. Mountains. Alright, oh, dodge that. Your engine malfunctioned. You ever think of that game? You don't have an engine. Because you know what, you're a video game. Why would you need one? Now I'm just upset. I don't know what else to talk about. I don't have anything to flow into. Pine trees. There we go. Minnesota has an interesting, diverse climate of trees. Bring that up. Minnesota has a fairly diverse set of, you know, biomes, I suppose, as you would call it. We got coniferous forest, we got deciduous forest, and we got plains. Feel bad for the plains, though. There's only like 6% of plains, of the original plains remaining, because, you know, pretty much it all got turned into farmland, because, you know, it is flat. It was easy to farm, you know. Pretty smart on farmers' decision. Pretty sucky because, you know, prairies would have been pretty cool. So yeah, but you know, southeast of Minnesota is also pretty hilly. You know, the rest of it's, you know, relatively flat with, you know, a lot of lakes just because of glaciers. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, stinky glacier. So yeah, there we go, and that's the kind of topography and relative nature of Minnesota. Why don't you stop on by? Oh, whoa! A lot of untouched wilderness in Minnesota, that's for sure. Just, oh, I'm going way too fast. This cop is gonna not pull me over. I was going like 12 over on a one-lane back road. All right, we might pass out at the wheel soon, and we still have 2 hours to go. We might be totally fucked. When does it say the next rest stop is in? I'm gonna look at it as soon as I successfully navigate that turn. That was actually probably one of the best turns I've ever done in this game. Like, barely slowed down and we made it. All right, next rest stop in 1 hour and 56 minutes, 2 hours and 8 minutes. We gotta fucking book it, dude. Pedal to the metal, non-stop. Give me those speeding tickets. I'd rather not pass at the wheel and fucking explode in my truck or something. Oh, okay. Here we go now. We gotta just... go. Fucking go, dude. We gotta make up some time from our accident and horrible misstep in missing a turn. That was really a bad turn to miss. We had to really pass out a lot. Excuse me. It's getting pretty late, isn't it? No, you're gonna make me yawn, and then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be yawning, you're gonna pass out, and then while I'm yawning, we're all gonna die. You know, I really, oh my god, have you guys, I'm sure you've sneezed while driving. It's just a horrifying experience, right? It's like you can't keep your eyes open while sneezing. That's just like spooky. So what do? You just fucking do your best and you sneeze. The thing is, I guess, I'm a wild sneezer. I sneeze at least like 8 times. Like, I cannot stop sneezing, and with enough sneezes, like, I can't breathe, and it just puts me to the ground. And I'm like, this is just a dangerous sneezing. I guess that's another reason I can never be a truck driver. You're like, hey, just don't sneeze while driving. And I'm like, oh, hard to do. Because, you know, I can pretty easily lose control while sneezing. I can't see anything, and I'm just hoping. I briefly see out of my eyes for like half a second. But then what I'm also trying to do is I'm trying to stop myself from sneezing anymore. Like, please stop sneezing. I honestly, I cannot sneeze anymore right now. Okay, my bed has gone red. And, you know, I'm a little worried now that we're going to pass him at the wheel. I believe, though. Give me a chance. So, yeah, sneezing at the wheel is bad. Coughing at the wheel, I'm like, you know what, okay, I can... If I'm driving my car, I'm going to be honest. I don't really usually cough into my elbow or shoulder if I'm driving by myself in my car. I'll get my germs in my fucking car all I want. It's just my car. Nobody else is coming in here often. But, you know, like, suck it. It's, you know, just sneeze. If it makes driving safer because I can keep my eyes on the road, I'll fucking take it, dude. The one time where, like, I got a cough and then I get into an accident because I turned to the side. You know, that's gonna be the day, isn't it? And I'm sorry if you think that's kind of gross. You know what? I might agree. I'm a very good person about, you know, sneezing into my shoulder and elbow or whatever. But except for when driving a car, I can't. Oh my god, where'd that car come from? So yeah, I have one. I'm only playing this game with pretty much one hand the whole time. I have no need for a mouse other than to look around very occasionally, especially at turns. Or, you know, maybe I want to do it to, like, check my mirrors or look behind me before I drive out into changing lanes. But you know what? Fuck it. We got a time to keep here. We got 58 minutes to go, 46 miles. Go faster. Here we go. What's the sign say? Los Angeles, Santa Maria. We're southbound on the 101. The state highway, I believe. Or was that an interstate? I don't remember. Because, oh, I'm getting tired. Okay, we're almost there. Do we have to get off? I need to see the GPS before telling me my engine has malfunction, and then I need to see service soon. Too fast. Okay, we didn't lose control there. But some of these turns are getting a little scary if we're going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. But oh my god, we're flying. I've never felt so free. Stick my head out the window like a dog. Just feel the wind in my hair. We're gonna see the coast, though. It's gonna look fairly pretty. Look at you. Beautiful ocean scenery. Don't crash into... Hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. Fuck. Get the fuck out of the way, alright? Just get out of the way. I'm done with you. Apparently there was a construction up here. Did not, you know, didn't quite see that in time. I wasn't really looking ahead. I was kind of focused on the now. And then they all slowed down in front of me, and I was going 20 over, and I was like tailgating them. So there you go. Don't do that. That's a bad driving technique. This is probably the worst driving I've done in all the episodes I've recorded so far. Engine, please turn on. Don't fail me now. This has been such a mess of a drive. I just want to get there, and I want to make, you know, as much as I want to make like the 47 grand or whatever, because that would just be such an absolute payday. I'll take a little bit of a pay cut. I'm hoping I still get like a good work, you know, pat on the back, I don't know, or not like a, you've made this such a shit show. How dare you? I would rather have you not delivered the cargo. See, the thing is, the trailer's only taking like 1% damage, so at least we're not take too much of a hit from that. I'm afraid that just the amount of damage the truck is taking is really going to fuck us over. Because, you know, 54% is quite a lot, as it turns out. It's over half. Did you know that? Not exactly a good grade to get. Although, you know, in my accounting classes, that was some wild shit. A couple of those classes, the two intermediate ones, like, hey, have you ever wanted to do so horribly, but then everyone else does horribly, and you just get graded on a curve? And I'm like, this just doesn't feel good. Like, it's so hard. Oh, like, oh, I'm falling asleep at the wheel. My vision's getting foggy. On several tests, you know, the average is like fucking 50, and you're like, God, please make it slightly easier. Holy shit, you know, it's hard enough to finish on time, to do it well, too. You really had to know everything, and I never did incredibly well in that. I'll be honest, I never paid as much attention as I, you know, really wanted to if I wanted to do extraordinarily well. But not to say that I didn't get decent grades. It just fucked me, dude. I don't know. Oh, come on, I was pulling in. There is quite a lineup of cars behind me. Alright, hang on. I've got to pull in, but only to here, so that way the trailer doesn't have to get in. Actually, no way in hell am I making that turn ever, so let's just go ahead and say I'm in a hurry. But hey, you know what? We did that one. We got a reasonable. Oh shit, we lost 6 grand. We only made like 21,000 bucks. So yeah, it was a $21,000 reward. We got 1,000 for our proficiency, 3,000 from long distance, 2,000 from all that. So you know what? We'll take a little bit of money. We still made quite a bit of money. It was a decent drive for how long did it take? 48 minutes. Oh, should we just go for more high value cargo? Like the 5% increase in value, it just seems insane, especially for whatever the hell we were just driving. Although that was probably oversized cargo, wasn't it? Or should we go for like just in time? Nah. What's the, wait, what? 3%? Oh, that's an, excuse me, experience bonus. I should maybe get fuel economy at some point, but I don't know. What does it matter, dude? I'll just stack it into one. Like, make the serious big bucks as quickly as you can. We've got 75 grand already. We're almost to the point where we can just buy a truck fresh off the boat. I don't have to worry about paying interest. You know what? I'm keeping it simple with Job Market. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you for watching another episode of American Truck Simulator, and I will see you next time.